everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel for another process video. This is my February challenge where I'm doing a process video 5 days a week, every week in the month of February. So I hope you've been enjoying either watching the process videos or watching the live that I did last week. Maybe I'll do another one next week. I don't know yet. I'm basically just trying to get through some photos and scrapbook and use up my stash and stretch my stash. And that's kind of what today's 2-page layout is all about. I have, I think, seven photos to get scrapped from a family vacation back in August 2023. And I don't have a whole lot of supply left. So we're getting down to like the end of the stuff. That's some Simple Stories paper right there. And I'm going to cut a 3-inch piece of it to go underneath the photos where I have them placed. And I think I was flipping through my Pinterest board, my scrapbook Pinterest board, and I quickly jotted down not a full sketch. You can see on that little notepad off to the side. It's not a full sketch, but it's just placement of photos and where they should be. And so I'm kind of just using that photo placement as a guide and then adding in whatever else I can figure out to add in. So the 2 photos on this side are 4x6, and then the smaller photo I cut down to 3x4. And originally that had been a horizontal photo, but now it looks vertical because I cut it. So underneath the photos, I've got that floral Simple Stories paper. The top piece is a branding strip from another piece of Simple Stories paper, and I liked the hearts. I think these are part of the same collection, like the crafting collection. Obviously, I really liked the other side of that floral paper. It's got cut-aparts on it, but they're all very crafty themed, and I don't scrapbook about scrapbooking. So I knew I wasn't ever going to use those, so it had to be the flower side, and that's just the way it is. So I'm just going to stick these photos down since I know where they want to be, and I've got my little baseline of the floral paper. The background of this is 49 in Market. I had 2 of the same colors left over, and so I decided to use those both for this 2-page layout. And I'm just going to get that stuck down. You'll see there's washi tape over some people in the photos. That's just for their privacy. You've seen it before. That's how I cover people up when I am scrapbooking photos with other people or other kids in them. So I just use washi tape because it peels off very easily when I'm done before I put them in my page protectors. Not that I've put anything in page protectors recently because that would require buying a scrapbook album. And I haven't done that. So I probably need at least 3 albums to contain all of the layouts that I have completed over the past, I don't know, half a year. I don't know. I need some albums. I wish they were a little less expensive, but I've talked about that before, so we don't need to go into that anymore. Adding in a little house sticker because these, well, I had the extra house sticker, so I wanted to use it. And these were taken outside of a Vrbo that my extended family rented for a few days. So that's a Vicki Boutin piece, and I'm just going to use that as the title. It says The Best Days of Our Lives, and I popped it up on some foam tape to just give it some extra dimension. And then I'm going to stick some of these Simple Stories like sticker phrases kind of behind it, although I have a hard time getting them lined up properly and getting them in a way that they're not all equal, but they're not all going at the edge of the page. I had a lot of trouble with those. And those were just things that they were out on my desk. And I said, you know what? These would go well with these photos. So if you, like me, have a very messy scrap space and you've got stuff out on your desk, like start there and be like, what could go with this? Do I have any papers that could go with this? Do I have any other embellishments? Or like, what photos do I need to scrapbook that these could go with? Because if they're just very general things, they could go with almost anything, and then you're getting them off of your desk. And that's always important. So I just took that piece of scrap paper and I cut it into a banner. If I had been like pre-planning this page a little bit more, I probably would not have used that whole piece of paper and had it on just that side. I probably would have tried to cut it down a little bit and have like a bigger piece of it on the left-hand side of the page and then use the smaller bit on the right-hand side of the page. But I was not planning ahead. I was not really thinking strategically like that. I just was like, I want to use this. And so I used it in that way. I have another Vicki Boutin little ticket piece that says good stuff. And then I'm adding in a Simple Stories little bee sticker because we're playing outside in the grass and I was looking for things that were outdoorsy. I also added in a couple of Simple Stories enamel dots. And I was kind of going with blues for that one just because the background paper is blue. There are a lot of blues in the photos and the patterns. I think I also have another American Crafts. I don't know why I would say it's foam. It's a puff. I guess I would say puffy sticker. More of like a matte puffy sticker. So I added that in with some of the enamel dots as well. So that's the first page done. Pretty easy. I would say this whole thing probably took me, this process is just over 10 minutes. So not sped up. It was probably like a 20-minute page. And so maybe 10 minutes per side, really. I'm sure that's gonna depend on how much pre-planning you do and how long it takes you to find the items that you want to use on the page. If you're going to plan it out ahead of time before you sit down, or if you're going to sit down and then like search through all of your embellishments, then it's going to take a little bit more time. But some pre-planning can really save you time in the long run. So I have 3 photos that I cut down to 4x4, and they're just going to be in sort of a like wonky angled thing going from top of the page to the bottom. I've been doing that a lot lately, going from top to bottom. I think that's a pretty good scrapbook design strategy as well. And then actually, I think I had thrown that extra photo away because I must have miscounted as I was getting my things together. But I needed 7 photos because there were 7 photos in my little sketchy sketch there. So I just quickly grabbed it from the trash. It hadn't been buried under too much other stuff. Put a piece of washi tape over the kid in the photo, and here we are. It's going to be part of the design as well. It was one of those photos where like it was very similar to the one on the other page, and so I didn't think I really needed it, but I want to have all 7 photos as shown by the little sketch that I sketched out. If I had a 4x6 cut apart, vertical cut apart, I would have used that there, and maybe that could have been a place to do some journaling, but I didn't have one of those, so I'm just using the photo. All right, so these photos, I'm just layering up and sticking them right on top of that floral pattern. And I'm sorry if I already said this, that's 3 inches, same as what was on the other side. My voiceover just stopped recording in the middle, even though it looked like it was still recording as I was doing this the first time around. So I don't remember now what I've already told you about this side of the page. Hopefully not too much, but anyway, that's always fun. Technology issues. Good thing I noticed it before I posted this, right? Okay, so I've got some embellishments that I'm going to be putting down. I mean, really, it's just that 1 strip of paper and then some embellishments, and that's pretty much it. So some Vicki Boutin ephemera pieces, some American Crafts puffy stickers, some of those American Crafts puffy stickers that do need an Elmer's glue stick for some extra adhesive, a Simple Stories sticker. They have this summer-themed sticker sheet that I have has some great sort of outdoorsy stickers that I'm just going to add in here. And then I'm actually going to move that green arrow to the bottom of the photo column on the right-hand side. So this does one of 2 things. Obviously, now the arrow is going to be like pointing at something as opposed to like pointing at the bottom of the photo. So now I like the positioning of that with the arrow, but it's also helping me create a diagonal because I've got an embellishment cluster at the top left. Now I'm going to be making an embellishment cluster at the bottom right. And then also it's creating a visual triangle. So if you turn this page on its side, you can see there's a little bit of a triangle going on with the photos. And then the 3 different embellishment clusters that I'm working on, they also create a triangle. So that's just a very easy design rule to remember as you're working on your scrapbook pages. Even when you can't see the embellishment because I have it cut off at the top of this video. But if you're working on something, just remember diagonals, remember triangles, remember groupings of 3. You know, obviously some of my embellishment clusters have more than 3 items, but when I'm doing things like the enamel dots and things that are very similar, I will try to just, you know, build out in groups of 3. There's that enamel, or that, I'm thinking of enamel dots. I was going to say there's that Elmer's glue stick to help that heart stick down. And then I'm just going to do a very brief journaling since I don't have a journaling spot on this layout. So I'm just going to do it very quickly on the top of the 4x6 photo on this page to write down what these photos were of and get the exact date. Of course, I forgot what the date was, so I'm going to have to peel up that photo and get the date because Shutterfly prints them on the back of the photos. And then that's it. So I hope that this video was inspiring for you the next time you sit down and you have a lot of photos, but you don't have a lot of stash. You know, if you have 2 background papers that are the same, a couple scraps and some embellishments, I think you're good to go for this very simple 2-page layout design. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on social media for more. Bye!